All right, welcome back, everybody. We have round number 2 here at Impact Gaming Center's Hardend Scales versus Izzet Murktide. We got Kevin T versus Brent in. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching here live on twitch.tv/Impact Gaming Center, come on, chat it up with me in the stream chat. That would be awesome. Make sure to follow and all that fun stuff. But yeah, we got Kevin, who was on camera, I believe, last week, and Brent, who I haven't seen in a long time, playing his deck, his preferred deck. He's playing Izzet. He always plays Izzet. Izzet Murktide. 18 all. And there's a shredder. All right. Not sure what card that is. I know it's a secret layer. I have no clue what that card is, though. That one he momentarily had in the front of his hand. Springleaf Drum. Spell pierces the Springleaf Drum. Holy smokes. That's big game. That's big game. Ancient Stirrings. And we're going to trigger Connive. Oh, wow. And Brent's hand is absolutely stacked. We're going to discard the Dragon's Rage Channeler. That's how you know your hand's good. If I was Kevin, I would be pretty concerned with what just happened. Because when you're when you're discarding Dragon's Rage Channeler, that's pretty nutty. All right, we are resolving this. We're going to get the Arcbound Ravager, one of the best cards in the deck. This is kind of like the new affinity. Yeah, Arcbound Ravager, 20-year-old card, still very strong, believe it or not. All right, there we go. We're going to attack for 4. No blocks. Hit a land. Come on. Let's life total up. Preordain. Otawara on in play. Pass back to Kevin. What you got, Kevin? He's really reading that card. We're going to really read that card, too. I have no idea what that card is. Huh. Anybody knows, let me know. There's an Arcbound Ravager. Some secret layer card. So that'll enter with 2 counters thanks to Hardend Scales. Zabaz. We have a trigger here. Connive. Is that a counterspell? Discard Spell Pierce. Gets a trigger on it, and that was a counterspell. Yikes! Brent giving him the boots. Medium style and a lightning bolt. Sheesh. Absolutely insane. And there we go. We're tagging for 6 down to 8. And a trigger from Ragavan and the One Ring. Are we casting that? We can't quite cast it yet, but... Oh, I didn't even see the... He's got a little dice right there for his treasure tokens. Expressive iteration, all 3 lands. Ugh. That's disgusting. I mean, he's in big time in control of this game, but 3 lands. Ugh. Yep. Bottom, keep that one. All right, plays the island from exile and passes back. Horizon Canopy the land. I know that one. There's the One Ring. Slammed it down. Pass turn. That's pretty rough when you're facing down a gigantic Murktide and a Ragavan that is relentlessly beating you into the dirt. All right, we're going to draw a card. Put a counter on it. Yeah. And no sense in attacking from Brent since Kevin couldn't target him. He couldn't do any damage. He couldn't do anything to lose life from the One Ring. Kevin's got to get something together here pretty soon, though, because next turn, Brent will be able to attack. Looks like he's got... Walking Ballista, so he could take down the Ragavan with the Walking Ballista. He's got a Zabaz. So Zabaz enters. And it'll get an extra counter from the Hardend scales. And there is Walking Ballista. We're going to connive again. Discarding a bauble. Putting an extra counter on the Shredder. Unholy Heat. Jeez. Targeting the Zabaz. Down it goes. So no flyer. Brent has a gigantic... That's a 5 power. Ledger Shredder, sorry. Oh my gosh, he's got everything. Brent's got everything. So an Unholy Heat, get rid of the Ballista. In response, I'm going to shoot down your Ragavan. Your second spell. And we're still resolving the one ring, so he drew two cards. This is probably gonna be it. Not too much to do, I don't think. Expressive Iteration, gonna might as well. You mean... Oh my. Murktide. Dragon Rage Chandler. And attack. Oh yeah, we got the blocks. Ink Moth can block, that's true. Loses a counter from that as a infect. Meanwhile, we'll just cast this giant Murktide. Just the biggest Murktide you could possibly make. Down to 3. Draw some cards. We got to figure something out here. Are we just drawing dead, Kevin? Pindlehaven. Yeah, way to gain life. Not looking too good here for Kevin. He's counting out. He's doing it for coverage. I appreciate it, but I don't know. Just trying to make sure, see if there's any possible way he can mow the lawn and get rid of these two just massive creatures that he has facing him down. Not to mention the One Ring that's going to deal him some damage on upkeep. There's Arcbound Ravager. 2 counters. What's our next play here? Trigger, Connive. I think he drew an island. Got to discard first. Yep. Lightning Bolt you. After all that. Kevin just smiles, tosses the card. Alrighty. So, Brent gonna take game 1 in a pretty decided, just, he kind of just steamrolled him. He had the Spell Pierce, he had the counter spell. Pretty rough for our friend Kevin there. But, wow. But yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out with us here at Impact Gaming Center. We are located at 49 Ludwig Drive in fantastic Fairview Heights, Illinois, just about 20 minutes from downtown St. Louis. So if you are in the area, we are open till midnight on Fridays, and tomorrow Saturday, and we are doing Win-A-Box-a-thon. That's what I'm calling it. From 1 p.m. all the way till we close, we'll be doing at-will Win-A-Boxes for Modern, Pioneer, Draft, and Commander. So come on out, win some boxes, play some Magic. It's going to be an awesome, awesome time. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. If you're watching on Twitch, interact. Of course, follow. But yeah, let's get back down to the action and see how these guys are going to sideboard. It looks like I might have been a little late on the trying to get the sideboard tech. Maybe we'll see Kevin, but yeah, that first game was absolutely brutal for Kevin. Just from the word go, Brent was in the driver's seat with that early Spell Pierce. And then I think it was a turn 3 counter spell. Had the Ragavan out early. I mean, yeah, Brent was rolling there for a minute. Rode that early aggression to the victory. But yeah, if you're a fan of Pioneer, we're going to be doing Pioneer Win-A-Box this Monday. So if you're watching this live, come on up for Monday, 7 p.m., $20 Win-A-Box with additional pricing. So should be a good time. Very high EV event. It's going to be a fun time. But yeah, Brent up a game here in round 2. Both players are 1-0. Brent loves his Izzet decks. He used to play Storm when that deck was relevant in Modern. Switched over to Murktide because it is just the best Izzet deck in Modern. And then Kevin usually plays green decks, so he's right at home. Typically aggressive decks, so he's right at home with Hardend scales. We're both keeping. We're going to lead with Ink Moth and a pass turn. Misty Rainforest for Brent, pass back. Urza Saga, trigger. Gonna put a +1, or not a +1 counter, but a counter on that. Patchwork Automaton says Ward 2. And whenever another artifact enters the battlefield, it gets a +1/+1 counter on it. So it is a 2/2 currently, thanks to the Welding Jar entering the battlefield. Of course, Welding Jar gonna probably do a pretty good job at keeping Kevin's things nice and neat and on the table. Thundering Falls is what Brent fetches for, down to 19. All right. All right, here we go. What do we got? Blooded Strand for Brent. Down to 18. Just gonna get a snow-covered island. Love it. Brent definitely not in the dominating position that he was in game number 1. There's a Ledger Shredder. Nice. Bobble triggers Connive. And we're going to bobble you. Take a peek. And Brent will draw a card. During Kevin's draw step or upkeep. Just a pass? Is this just a pass? No Hardend scales, no Ozolith. Yeah, just a pass here. Doesn't want to deploy Walking Ballista yet. Brent now taking his draw step and is immediately tanky. All right, there's a Preordain. We got Ragavan, Counterspell. 2 very good cards. Let's see what he wants to do with it. Bottom the Ragavan, top, I believe he topped the Counterspell. Down to 16. All right. So we're going to make a token. Go get a 1-drop or lower. That's an artifact off of the Urza Saga. And it is Ozolith. So he end of turn made one. And then made one at the beginning of his upkeep. Before the Urza Saga went away. Love those sleeves though. Those Dragon Shield Easters. That's from a couple years ago. Alright, we are attacking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Quite the attack here from Kevin. Finally getting aggressive. Those are construct tokens, just so everybody's on the same page. Cute Easter dragons. Oh, we're gonna bounce. Not taking the damage. Bit upset. Bit upsetting if you're Kevin. Now that borrower is on an adventure, so for 3 mana, he can cast it at instant speed. Just to pass back, gotta hold up 4 blocks potentially. All right, send. Attack for 4. He could tap and make his Ink Moth into a creature, which would make it a 5/5. This time he's just taking, it looks like. Down to 12. There's a 1 ring. That will trigger. And, oh wow. Had the Mana Leak, or not the Mana Leak, the counter spell. We knew about that. Kevin just throws that straight to the bin. Kevin, though, is at 20. Brent has to figure out a way to deal with this construct. He's going to cycle Lorraine Revealed. Just for an island. It has island cycling, but you can get any island. So Steam Vents is on the table. Just likes to get the island. All right, take a draw step. Brent not showing us anything. Plays the island that he got, and just a pass back. Ancient Stirrings, the draw for Kevin. It's a pretty good pickup. Let him draw pretty deep, dig pretty deep to find something he needs. How do we want to start this? Do we lead with the Ancient Stirrings? Do we just go 1 ring go? 1 ring go always seems like a plan I can get behind. It's walking ballista. Put a +1 counter on the automaton. See how Brent, if Brent allows this. Could be bluffing. Not sure what's in his hand. Lightning bolt, target the automaton. So we can crack to regenerate, that's fine. Alrighty. So we got a 4 power construct. Seems like Brent's taking this. And yes, Kevin confirming our suspicions here. All right, untap. Let's see what we got. Come on, Brent. You gotta make it a game here. Not sure really what. Like I said earlier, Izzet Murktide is very good at playing when you're even or ahead. It struggles big time when it's trying to come back. And we're throwing cards around now. Come on, Brent. Nah, I'm kidding. Dragon's Rage Channeler, that is a 3/3, I do believe. Oh. It's got flying, attacks every turn, if possible. Engineer Explosives, trigger. Yeah, wow. Alright, so convene. Connive, I'm sorry. Not convene. Looks like an auto war is what Brent discarded. Untap and a draw. Kindlehaven was the pickup for Kevin. And he plays it. So what are we doing here? Man. Engineer Explosives real good here. It's gonna attack. Are we gonna pop our EE or what's happening? Attacking for a ton here. EE will take care of the ballista as well as the construct. Double blocking the automaton. Looks like he wants to take down the shredder. Should be a trade though, yep. Brent reminding him to put the counter on the Ozolith. Not sure where we are because we haven't lost any life yet. And seemingly this construct is unblocked at this point. Alright, so... Oh, and a counter spell. 1 ring, that's going to trigger. Put that straight to the bin. Alright, yeah, I thought so. So Brent tidying up that life total for us, and here is Expressive Iteration. Find some tools. Ragavan, land. So Ragavan to hand. Bobble. Gonna get exiled and probably cast. I'd imagine. Pop the EE now. Take down Your token and your ballista. Now we're going to play our 0 drop. Trigger on Dragon, ready to channel. Let's see, do we want that going to the bin or not? Because we're likely drawing that card. Expressive Iteration. Attack for 3. Down to 17. Kevin finally taking 3 points of damage. And a ballista. Trigger. Move them all. There it is. So, if you don't know, ballista entered the battlefield with 2 counters. It got an extra one. Ozoleth moved all of the other counters over, and basically Kevin just machine gunned Brent's life total. We go to game number 3. Very exciting. Game number 3 here in round 2 at Impact Gaming Center. We got Kevin T on Hardend scales, who will likely be on the play, or sorry, be on the draw against Brent, who will be on the play again, and he's playing Izzet Murktide. If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching on Twitch, join the stream chat. Chat with me. That would be great. Otherwise, make sure to follow and check us out on all of our social media platforms. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, and X, formerly Twitter. But yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out. If you're watching, make sure to come on up here if you're in the area. We're located at 49 Ludwig Drive in fantastic Fairview Heights. We've got a 20,000 or 22,000, depending on who you ask, square foot space. We've got about 30 Magic the Gathering players here today between the modern FNM and, of course, Commanders, always free to play here at Impact Gaming Center. We got an exciting game number 3 where Brent, with his Izzet Murktide deck, is going to be on the play, I would assume, against Kevin T on Hardend scales. This is going to be fun. Let's get back down to the action. Both players have taken a game off of each other. Reset these life totals and let's get back to it. Hopefully we have 7 excellent cards in both players' hand. Looks like Brent is shaking his head. Yes, I'm keeping. Kevin starting with the Gemstone Caverns in play. That's pretty big game. Grove of the Burnwillow is the land that is exiled from the other land. Preordain. Did he top with that Preordain? Pretty good if he did. Urza's Saga. We have a Hardend scales. We have an... Yeah, there you go. Hardend scales out. Just how you want to start the game if you're Kevin. Kind of picture perfect. He was able to get the mana advantage. Thanks. Thanks to the Gemstone Cavern. Sorry, I blanked on the name of the card. Preordain again. Trying to find land, I think, maybe? Okay, he found it. Upsy daisy goes the... Ooh. Alright, Inkmon Nexus. This just Patchwork Automaton go? Yep, looks like it. Response. Stern Scolding. Gross. That's a good way for Brent to try and fight back here. Yeah, Kevin not in a... just tell by his body language. He's not having the greatest time right now. But he did just draw a land. We'll make a token. What are we going to go get? Probably Ozolith, I would imagine. But we'll see. Let's let him play the deck. Right. All right. Oh, okay. Zabaz puts an extra counter on it. Thanks to Hardend Scales. Oh, that's an Urza Saga. Switching it out. He took the one from his graveyard and put the secret lair one in the graveyard. I mean, it's fine. He's just helping me out, basically. Thank you, Kevin. All right, so we're fetching here. Down to 19 goes Brent. Surveilling. Oh, did he? He almost missed his surveil trigger. So put the counterspell in the bin. Kevin, good guy Kevin, letting him, take that back. Technically, he did untap. That would be a sign of he's taking his turn. Expressive iteration. Bottom. Ragavan, get the land, and subtlety to hand. Pretty good expressive iteration. Much better than his 3-land expressive iteration in game 1. All right, Kevin up the ladder with the Urza Saga. And we are getting in there. That looks like an attack for 6. Oh, 5. Hardend Scales it. Although it looks like an artifact, it is not. It is an enchantment. All right, another expressive iteration. We got to get things going here. Darcy, land, and counterspell. So we got 2 counterspells, a lightning bolt, maybe a land, subtlety that we knew about. Gonna bottom the... Yeah, you don't need many more counterspells. Especially when your opponent is so ahead on board at this point. Here comes Darcy. Dragon's Rage Channeler. Not quite not quite delirious, I don't think. So it's just a 1/1 right now. Kevin making a token at the end of the turn. And making another token. Just gonna try and win this game via construct tokens, it would appear. Question then becomes, what are we getting off of this Urza Saga once it hits the bin? Crack of the fetch, down to 13 goes Brent. Thank you, Kevin. Oh, crack, fetch, shot. Okay, so we are casting counterspell here. Or no. I think he shot just to have counterspell at the ready, potentially. It's got to be it. Or potentially a bolt, but all these constructs are definitely out of bolt range. Tormod's Crypt, that's pretty good. Gonna make it so Murktide will never hit the battlefield probably, and Darcy will always be just 1 power and 1 toughness. Counterspell on the welding jar. Gonna surveil. Puts Bobble in the bin, and we're gonna attack for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 14, 15, 16. Block. Take 7, 8, 9. Go to 2. After that hits the bin, we're gonna Tormod's Crypt. Okay, we're rewinding. What's happening here? We're blocking. Then after that's done, yeah. Tormod's Crypt you. Down to 3 goes Brent. One last caress. What do we got here? Not looking great. Like I said earlier, guys, this Izzet Murktide deck, great at getting ahead. Even with this Zabaz is gonna do some work. He's gonna crack it here. Gonna regenerate. Yep. He does have a lightning bolt. Brent probably needing Kevin to make a mistake there and not use the welding jar. Kind of banking on that, because I think the lightning bolt was going to take down the Zabaz, and we would have, I mean, not been all even, obviously, but we would have been in a much more manageable board state. Steam Vents in tapped. I do believe we have a Subtlety, a lightning bolt, and an unknown card in Brent's hand. It might be a counterspell. So we can... Oh, Ragavan. Okay, well that's a blocker, certainly. Haywire Might. The pickup for Kevin. Tap in our mana. He's got a Walking Ballista in hand. So we can play Ballista. Shoot it. Yeah, there's a counterspell, but that means no Subtlety. Just attack, yeah. 2 2/2s. We'll block and trade. Modular over onto the construct. Down to 1. All right, Brent. I think he has a Subtlety in hand. And a lightning bolt. Okay, that's a good find. So Subtlety, he had a lot more cards in his hand than I thought he did. Patchwork Automaton. This is going to get Subtlety, I'm sure. Yep. So back to hand. Or bottom of deck, rather. Pass back. Can Brent come back at 1? This would be pretty epic. Here in Game 3, Round 2 of Modern FNM. Nature's Bobble, crack. Target target you. Oh, there's a Murktide. Holy smokes! Brent has been drawing hot fire. Not the biggest Murktide in the world, but definitely we're going to be able to attack with Subtlety. And Brent's clawing his way back into this one. There's a Haywire Mite. And another Hardend Scales. Wow. So, Kevin is at 17. See you, Graveyard. Or Exile, rather, says Kevin. Attack for 4. Down to 13 goes Kevin. There's the Saga of the Draw. Oh. Yeah, Artbound Ravager pretty good on this board. He needs to draw Walking Ballista. He just win the game on the spot if he can draw a Walking Ballista. It's definitely what Kevin's wanting to draw. All right. It forces Brent not to be able to attack. Saga goes up 1. I didn't quite catch what Kevin drew, but must not have been anything of importance because just a pass back. Can't believe we're at this point. Brent has played masterfully to get us back to this point and drawn very well as well. There's a Ragavan. Ragavan inbound. Make a token in step. Got a 3/3. Final saga on, or final chapter on Urza Saga. Make another token. And Kevin is just determined to win this game with constructs. Let's see what we get here. Off of Urza Saga, another Zabaz. Putting 3 counters on it. Not too shabby. All right, Ancient Stirrings. Here we go. Welding Jar. Play Welding Jar. And a pass back. All right, a shake of the hands. I'm not quite sure who conceded to who. I can get that information. I'll be right back. All right, so Kevin was able to take that one down. Just overwhelming forces there by those constructs. Kevin takes it down in 3 games. Kevin T beats Brent in with Hardend Scales over Izzet Murktide in a great 3-game set. Thanks everybody for hanging out. If you're watching live on Twitch, make sure to stay tuned. We've got 2 more rounds of live modern action here at Impact Gaming Center in the fabulous Fairview Heights, 49 Ludwig Drive, about 20 minutes from downtown St. Louis. So if you're in the area, we're open till midnight tonight. And tomorrow, we are going to be doing winnow boxes all day long. It's going to be a blast starting at 1 p.m. for Modern, Pioneer, Draft, and even Commander. So come on out if you are in the area. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And like I said, if you're watching on Twitch, stay tuned. We'll be back momentarily. Alrighty.